Hello, my name is Julius and this is a video nobody asked for. A zero given transformation of Fiat Multipla into a pickup truck.
Why am I doing this, you may wonder? Well, the answer is that my welding sucks, and I want to become better at it. Also, there is a large piece of land surrounding my workshop that requires regular maintenance. Having an open bed vehicle would greatly assist in transporting tools, wood, and various other things around the property. This Fiat Multipla has spent last 5 years sitting behind my garage. During that time it was mainly used as a parts car and unfortunately became quite neglected. Extensive rust and a cracked windshield essentially made this car totaled, so it was left to sit quietly. Now, before I can start cutting the roof off, the first step is to get the engine running. However, I should mention that this isn't going to be straightforward. There are several missing parts in the engine bay which makes starting it a bit challenging. With that said, I'll take a look under the hood and see what I can do to get this Fiat Multipla functioning again. And what a mess this engine bay is. The battery tray is missing, just as missing is the box that contains relays and fuses. The earth strap that connects the gearbox with the body of the car is missing too. The earth strap was an easy one. We just bought it right from the shelf in an auto parts store. The battery tray was a different story. We had to fabricate it from the old pieces of metal, and the fuse box had to be 3D printed. With the battery installed, Multipla's engine gave us a second of happiness, but then it decided to die and not start anymore. The fuel pump was the main suspect because we could not hear the well-known sound of the fuel pressure priming. With a quick ECU scan, it became clear that there is zero fuel pressure. To get a good access on the fuel pump, I had to remove the rear seats.
When I try to start the engine, the multimeter says the fuel pump is getting 12 volts, but apparently only the silence is coming out from that unit. I took it out already, and from the outside it's clean, you know, it looks like it should look, but it's not working. I guess the 5 years of standing took its toll, and I just have to replace it. So the old fuel pump failed, and here I have a used one, but it should be enough for my application in a Multipla. Looks pretty much like it. Now let's go and check.
With the fuel pump sorted out, it was time to move closer to my garage, just so it's more convenient to continue the work there. To do that, the wheels had to be installed. The Multipla is missing 2 wheels, and I don't have any Fiat wheels lying around. but I do have a couple of Renault wheels, so I just thought I could try and fit them. And oh yes, I do see how bad the brakes look, but the brakes are not important now. At first, I have to chop the roof off. With the wheels mounted, I tried to move, unsuccessfully. At first I thought it was the rust on the brake rotors that made it impossible to move, but then I understood that these Renault wheels don't really clear the brake calipers of the front brakes. After a lot of curse words and a quick wheel swap between the front and the rear, the Multipla was free to go. As you know, removing the roof compromises the overall strength and rigidity of the car. I already shut welded the doors, but that's not going to be enough. I have to add a pipe frame that will act as a support as well as a wall that will separate the bed from the interior.
one of the most important things is to figure out how to cover these holes on the sides where the door openings used to be. And yeah, I'll just cut out the sheet metal from the roof that I removed on this Multipla, but before I can do it, I have to make a template. Yeah. Yeah, that's roughly the shape that this side cover will have to be. So I'll mark it around on the roof section that I cut off and cut out this piece of sheet metal and weld it into place. Here is the preliminary fit with just a little bit of massaging. It went into its place quite well.
If you are saying that I should have bought new sheet metal instead of scrapping the salvage, you have some truth in your words. But as I said in the beginning, this is a totaled car, and I give an absolute 0 Fs how it looks and if it rusts. As long as it's holding general structure, it's fine. The real pickup truck must have a folding tailgate. To make it work on a Multipla was not a big job. Just cut the hatch in two, then weld on some brackets behind the bumper to mount the hinges. We flipped the original hinges, mounted them on the support brackets outside for the tailgate to fold down easily. Then ran the balls through the newly made tailgate, added some support cables, and the tailgate was done.
December is over, it's already cold outside, so to continue the work we are moving inside. It's not starting again.
With just the bare hands of 2 manpower, we pushed the Multipla inside the garage, where we continue to achieve 0 F's given perfection. Measuring, cutting, welding, angle grinding, measuring again, cutting again, welding again, and the pickup truck started to take a shape. But the very important piece of the puzzle was the rear glass, or should I say, rear plastic. Now, I am sticking with my words that I don't really care about the looks of this creation, but I do care about the water not intruding the interior. This thing will be exposed to snow and rain, and the last thing I want is the water and the mold inside the interior. To minimize the risk, I had to put some work into sealing the metal, sealing the welds, and especially sealing the gaps.
Yeah, I know nobody in the right mind would buy a used fuel pump, especially the second one, when I had the bad luck with the first one. I don't really want to spend money on this thing, so it's last chance I'm giving to the used fuel pump. If this one is also bad, then I'll bite the bullet and buy a new fuel pump. And so the ugliest pickup truck in the world is finished for now. This was by far the most extensive video I've ever made. Yes, I've cut it down to like 20 plus something minutes, but I have over 30 hours of footage, well, where I am converting this Multipla into the ugliest pickup truck in the world. Does it look nice? No, not at all, but it was never part of the plan to make it look nice. The welds look terrible in most of the places, but they are strong welds, and this was my goal, to train to weld some strong welds. In the future, if you like this video, if I see that it gets a lot of attention, I'll make a second part, where I will make this ugliest pickup truck very nice. I'll clean up all of the welds, I'll repaint it, add some roof rack or lights on this pickup truck, and I'll make it the most beautiful, ugliest pickup truck in the world. But for now, thank you for watching, thank you for sticking around. If you really enjoyed it, please consider liking the video, subscribing, and see you in the next video.